Hello and welcome back to Cardano Coin, where we bring you the most recent and intriguing ADA news. We're giving away 1,000 ADA to those who are watching. All you have to do is upvote, subscribe, comment Cardano is king, and watch the video to the end to be eligible. The winners will be picked next month and publicized on the community page of the channel. It is a Herculean endeavor to accurately assess Cardano ADA's present market situation and draw a judgment. Even the most ardent cryptocurrency supporters recognize how difficult this would be, and the current economic downturns have squandered any potential upside for Cardano ADA. In order to maintain perspective, it is prudent to contrast the price trend of ADA with that of the most popular cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. The first Bitcoin exchange opened in March 2010, and Bitcoin trading started there. Each coin had a value of 0.3 of a cent. The first real-world transaction involved 10,000 Bitcoins being exchanged for 2 pizzas in Florida in May 2010. Since then, it has been held captive by a wild ride's icy grip. In July 2010, Bitcoin had its first price increase. Early in 2011, Bitcoin's worth increased as the price increased tenfold during a 5-day span from 0.8 of a cent to 0.8 of a cent to 8 cents. Prices for Bitcoin rose as high as $31 in July 2011 before plummeting to a low of $2 during the first bubble. From December 2011 through April 2013, later in the year, Bitcoin's price significantly increased from $2 to a high of $266 before settling in the $120 to $166 before settling in the $120 to $200. The year 2017 saw the Bitcoin currency split into 2 different digital currencies, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. But the Bitcoin trend in 2013 is really interesting. The cryptocurrency was a big success because investors flocked into the intriguing new chances that were always in the news and made them shriek with excitement. The amount of trade was so high that Gox, one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges, was overwhelmed. Hackers took advantage of this flaw, which caused a mess to develop throughout. The year was a roller coaster for Bitcoin despite the attention it was receiving. The cryptocurrency was compared to a sick dog wagging its tail, but following a summer marked by relative stability, the coin began to make headlines once more. When looking at the accounts of investors who embraced Bitcoin in its early days, one particular account is extremely amazing. Ray Tong, a crypto investor, discovered Bitcoin before most people had even heard of it, 2011 while engaged on a collegiate assignment. When Bitcoin was under $10, he purchased his first one, and he became hooked when the price of Bitcoin suddenly dropped to $30. Tom has not sold any Bitcoin since 2014, which may sound ridiculous. At first, it was only that he didn't know how to deal with the tax consequences of taking earnings. But once the users began to realize Bitcoin's potential as a wealth storage, it turned out to be the best course of action for him. I simply kept purchasing and refrained from selling, which undoubtedly had a major role in the 2017 bubble. Therefore, the finest investment I've made was probably basically doing nothing, he claimed. It is clear from the top tail that no matter how good an investor's timing is, it will never be flawless. Setting price targets is a wise move for a cardinal investor, but there is no ideal time to do it. Everyone is wondering when Cardano ADA will rise and go upside parabolic at the moment, but no one can say for sure. In fact, there are a ton of details concerning crypto's destiny that we don't even know. Cardano thrives on decentralization, therefore the least we can rely on are some reasonable forecasts. Decentralization has many benefits, but the key one is that it prevents one individual or organization from seizing control of the network. Nothing is not perfect. However, decentralization enables a wholly free market and offers excellent opportunities for people to profit independently of others. The power of collaboration has been demonstrated by Bitcoin during the past 10 years. Whether you became interested in cryptocurrencies and learned about Bitcoin this year or before, the reason you decided to join the bandwagon is probably because of the weaknesses of the established marketplaces. Every cryptocurrency investor seeks the same thing: a solution to the traditional banking industry's spiraling issues. As a result, the user base of cryptocurrencies has grown quickly. A growing number of traditional financial institutions and decentralized blockchains like Cardano are showing interest in the bridge. The market capitalization of Ethereum and Bitcoin are much higher than that of Cardano, yet its peak transaction volume has been maintained. Why does it matter, though? Transaction volume demonstrates user activity on the network. And the more valuable the network is, keep in mind that a tall skyscraper is made of many small bricks. Charles Hoskinson, the creator of Cardano, said in a recent summit that the project had outgrown its creator, asserting that he launched the party and that good parties endure beyond their hosts. He provided clear statistics that demonstrate the protocol's decentralization. There are more than 3 million people and 1,200 construction projects. 6 billion assets have been issued in over 100 launches. That activity scope has nothing to do with me. Hoskinson addressed the question going forward of how exactly to assess things like resilience and decentralization, he claimed. Then he added that IOG has started a lab as part of a collaboration with the University of Edinburgh that will develop an index to track those metrics, which may include how dependent a protocol is on the core entities, the distribution of its currency and treasury, and the degree of consensus decentralization. He clarifies that each of these criteria is objective. Cardinal Hoskinson is convinced that the network is becoming more successful, and he primarily credits this development to sound fundamentals and strategic expansions. Back then, despite the fact that other factors were at play, many people blamed China for the skyrocketing value of Bitcoin. By recounting stories of Bitcoin billionaires and creating a ton of hype, Bitcoin began to draw attention from the tech and mainstream media, rescuing it from the grasp of the hacker community. A number of businesses, including Coinbase, were developing mining equipment, exchanges, and wallets that facilitated buying, selling, and trading Bitcoin. Unlike the original Bitcoin, Cardano is being propelled forward by a variety of causes. It's shocking that these elements and catalysts are causing panic rather than grabbing investors' attention. A recent tweet from a member of the community mentioned the upcoming new Cardano algorithmic stablecoin. I believed we had this sorted out already. Stable currencies generated by algorithms are not the greatest choice. After the recent disclosure that Cardano is planning to launch an algorithmic stable currency in 2023, community members have reacted in a variety of ways. Many users have expressed considerable concern, equating the initiative with Terra USD, which significantly damaged the cryptocurrency market earlier this year. The stablecoin project GID, according to U.S. developers, will be backed by Cardano ADA and pegged to the U.S. dollar. In addition, it will use a different token as its reserve currency. The proposal made clear that it would be excessively collateralized and that the proof of reserves would be unrestricted. Community members are afraid, despite the promises and guarantees made by the development team. A community member who was apparently concerned as to why another epidemic of stablecoins is coming on board, despite terrorists demonstrating that things could go wrong, was recalling the recently collapsed. The participant went on to say that algorithmic stable currencies weren't the best alternatives. Another person said they preferred to stay using Tether in the meanwhile. Algorithmic stablecoins, in the user's opinion, have already demonstrated their instability. The release of JED raised worries, which led to serious inquiries about some of the biggest stablecoin initiatives. Despite the Terra USD example, the stablecoin project still has a chance of being successful if algorithm. However, Tether claimed that while Terra and other stablecoin ideas included features intended to promote stability, they ultimately fell short. The value of algorithmic stablecoins is maintained by a variety of market operations that have regularly seen catastrophic breakdowns, as opposed to collateralized stablecoins, where each coin is fully backed by collateral. The group clarifies. The USD Coin Issuer Circle, however, asserted that algorithmic stablecoins do not have the same utility value as fully reserve-controlled dollar assets due to their sophisticated collateralization structures and technological stabilization processes. Terra's early demise in the year served as a reminder that not all stablecoins are made equal. The creator of Cardano is also aware of any weaknesses. After the demise of the USDR in May 2022, he made note of them. And because of his forthcoming development, Cardano cannot make the same mistakes. There are so many divergent opinions from professionals in the field about Cardano. Therefore, nothing about his future is definite just yet, but it is undeniable that the price of ADA follows the direction of Bitcoin. It's difficult to imagine cryptocurrencies becoming the next Bitcoin when they're just worth a few pennies or cents. No amount of faith can alter this conclusion. Though it is far away, do you recall where Bitcoin began? When it originally appeared in 2010, the first cryptocurrency in the world was only worth really 8 cents. It was a modest beginning indeed. Newer competitors can go a similar route, and Cardano ADA is currently soaring thanks to signs that contributing to Bitcoin's all-time high valuation is in fact feasible. Of course, what do you think about this? Please share your thoughts in the comments box below. In the following video, we'll see you. Check out our other videos to see how Cardano is living up to the promise of being the Ethereum killer. But before that, remember to always click the subscribe notification buttons